Here we are.
Steve, we haven't even started the show yet. You're hitting that goal.
Let's go, man. This is it. We're getting into the end of April.
End of April.
I almost said May. Well, I don't know what I'm thinking. The end of April, and let me tell you something. We're going to go out with a bang.
Well, how in the world are you going to go out with a bang when all month long it's been incredible here at Philly Chevy Giant?
The incentives have never been greater, because I'm going to tell you right now, Philadelphia, don't ever forget, just do the deal.
Ladies and gentlemen, I could promise you this. We are here at Philly Chevy Giant Gordon Chevrolet, where Steve loves to say,
just do the deal, Philly.
And here's what I could promise you. You have seen us here many times over the last couple of years. I could promise you this. Steve is in very rare form today, folks. Trust me, the gloves are off. If you are looking for a fun place to do business, if you're looking for an incredible deal, this is the place right here at Philly Chevy Giant. So, Steve, not once, not twice, but 3 times on the gong before we even start today. What's that all about? What's that all about?
It's going to be because the rebates and the discounts are going to be 3 times greater than they've ever been here.
All right, well, let's start off and talk about Chevrolets. After all, you are Philly Chevy Giant. You've got a great selection of brand new Chevrolet cars and trucks. You've got the Malibus, Equinoxes, you know, and all the makes and models, Camaros, Corvettes.
See the USA in a Gordon Chevrolet. America's asking you to call.
Is that on Steve's Greatest Hits Volume 1 or Volume 2?
Steve's Greatest Hits, I'm going to tell you.
Which one, 1 or 2?
I went platinum with that album, folks, back in 1961.
So we're talking about the brand new, folks, we're going to eventually get to the offers, I promise. We're talking about, stay tuned, we've got a half hour. We'll get to
that dial.
Steve, the reality is this. Chevrolet Equinox, Chevrolet Malibu, Chevrolet Cruze. You have a great selection of those cars in stock right now. Am I correct?
Between the Equinox, the Malibu, and the Cruze, I've probably got easily, and I haven't counted them in a week or so, I'll bet you I got 130, 140 of those.
That's a lot of those units, and they're big sellers.
So guess what? You're going to have every color you need. You're going to have every equipment you need. You're going to have anything that you need. And why am I giving such great deals on these? There's 130 reasons why I've got to get rid of 130 automobiles, because I got another 200 right behind it.
Wow. What do you have up your sleeve for this sale to make it really incredible for folks to get in here to Philly Chevy Giant if they're looking for a brand new Chevrolet? I mean, you've got them in stock. Just those 3 core vehicles alone, as you mentioned, over 100 vehicles easily. What are you doing between now and the close of business Saturday on a brand new Chevrolet?
Okay. Let's talk about Cruze and Malibu, 2 of the biggest sellers we've got here, okay? And, of course, the Equinox, #1 selling SUV. Cruze, Malibu. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you $5,000 back. If you come in and buy a Cruze or Malibu from me with bank approval, if you drive out of here, I'm going to come over to your desk, and I'm going to give you $5,000.
Did you just say what I think you said?
And if you don't think it's a lot of money, when you start to have it in your hand, you start looking at it, and you're looking at all these hundreds, there's 5,000 reasons why you're going to buy a car here in the next 4 days.
So if I buy a Cruze or Malibu,
yep.
$5,000 cash back.
$5,000 cash back.
You make it sound easy.
It's that easy.
Wow. So $5,000 cash back with either one of those purchases between now and the final Saturday of April, the 28th.
That's it.
Wow.
You got to get here. You got to get here Wednesday. You got to get here Thursday. You get here Friday or Saturday. By the close of business Saturday night.
Steve's got the cash.
I got the cash. I'll be coming over to the desk and go.
And by the way, just not for nothing, but, you know, there has been times we've had, you know, Steve dollars. Trust me, folks, that is not Steve dollars.
That is not a Steve dollar right there. That is a real Ben Franklin right there.
Maybe we'll have one of the guys put up a picture of the old Steve dollars. I think we've got that in the vault somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. We used to have Steve bucks. I used to think they were worth more than these bucks, but I went to the store, and guess what? The guy told me, Steve, it's not $1.69 for the coffee. You can take that piece of paper, and you know what you do with it. I need bro money. I figured out it wasn't worth nothing.
So we've got $5,000 cash back on the Chevrolet Malibu or Cruze. While they last, and obviously with that kind of selection, that's a great selection. What else you got up your sleeve between now and the close of business Saturday? After all, not 1, not 2, but 3 shots on the gong as we started this program.
Let me tell you about another deal we got going on pre-owned. Because of all the new car business that we've done and used car business that we've done in the last 2 months, guess what I got a lot of? Trades.
You do?
I got a lot of trades. So not only are we going to continue on with the oil changes, for as long as you own the car. Emissions and inspections for as long as you own the car. I'm going to take and make the next 12 payments on any pre-owned that you pick out.
Well, wait a minute. We are talking about, this is the month of April. We're into the last half of April.
Yep.
So you're talking about not making a payment in April.
No April.
How about next month in May?
None.
June?
None.
July?
None.
August?
None.
September?
Absolutely none.
October?
Nothing.
November?
Nothing.
Santa Claus comes in December. We making a payment?
Open up your presents, but there'll be no payment from the bank under that tree.
That won't be in the stocking. That will not be a stocking.
Your payment for your car will not be in your stocking.
No stocking stuffers.
No stocking stuffer there.
We flipped the calendar to 2019 in January. Are we making a payment?
No payments in January. Let's move this along, because as long as
We do
it's
have a half hour.
we do have a half hour. Well, we've got no payments in January. We got no payments in February 19. We got no payments in March, April, and probably May to almost June 1st.
That's 2019. That's a long time.
2019, you got 4 seasons that go by. You've got almost 2, no 1. You've got a spring break. You got a Christmas that's going to go by. You got a Thanksgiving's going to go by. You got all the holidays. You're going from one holiday to the next at no payments whatsoever, and that means a lot. You imagine driving in a brand or pre-owned automobile without making 12 payments. It relieves you for 12 months to get caught up on whatever else you got to get caught up, and then you start making those payments.
Steve, if somebody came up to you and said, "Hey, Steve, you don't have to pay pay this bill or pay that bill for an entire year," what would you be saying?
Where do I sign? Well, hey, let me tell you something funny that just happened to us. All right, we ran last year the no payments for 12 months. Okay. Gentleman and his wife come in, right, sit down. "Hey, Steve, how you doing?" I said, "Hey, how you doing? What's going on? What, are you back in for another car already?" Yeah. You just bought the car last year." He goes, "You're right." So I'm sitting there, and I get up, and the manager comes over to me. He goes, "Steve, you won't believe this. He's made 12 payments, and they were all made perfectly with our money. We gave him the 12 payments. He hasn't made a payment.
Now he's ready to get out of the car?
He's trading out of the car
For another one.
for another one, and he asked me this: "Can you just do the 12 payments again?" This guy's going to want to buy a brand new car every year from me, right? This is how you retain customers, right? You make the payments for them, they can keep turning their cars in.
He's taking full advantage of that deal.
I'm telling you, I told him, I said, "Sir, I'm not running at this particular time, but I'll tell you what, at the end of the day, not a bad idea." It was starting to get my thing. I got to just figure out the small things too. I'm going to wonder what the bank's going to be thinking. But as long as they get their money, I guess they don't care where they get it from.
Now, let me just make sure I understand this and the folks at home understand this correctly. Over there, we see pre-owned Mercedes, we see pre-owned Hondas and Nissan, and all the different makes and models. If it's a pre-owned car that is on this lot, it will qualify for we'll make your payment for an entire year till almost June of 2019.
Whenever those next 12 payments come up, we're making them.
On any pre-owned car.
On any pre-owned car that you purchased. Any 2018 Malibu and Cruze, $5,000. In the next 4 days on any pre-owned vehicle, I'll make up to 12 payments. And remember, this offer will not be repeated. Come see me at Gordon Chevrolet, where we just do the deal.
Steve, this is the final Saturday in the month of April.
Yes.
Now, we have had a lot of sales here, and I got to tell you, this one in particular feels extra good. I mean, think about it. You can come here if what you're interested in is the cash. Steve's going to give you $5,000 cash back on the Cruze or Malibu with any brand new purchase between now and the close of business Saturday. Come on in for all the details. Pre-owned buyer, you want to take advantage of not making a payment for an entire year? Steve got you covered. Now, Steve, also on the table, I remember this the first time you said it to me, way back when we first visited together. You told me about this thing called the credit amnesty. Now, in the beginning, I was trying to figure out exactly how that was going to help people, but as I have learned to love, and I know the folks here in the Delaware Valley, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, and yes, even the Lehigh Valley, they love credit amnesty. Steve, talk to us about the benefits of coming here and how that credit amnesty is going to help someone that maybe had that bad beacon score of a, 420, 430, 440, 450. And they went to a dealership, and the dealership said, "We can't help you." But here, you helped them.
Well, again, I think everybody realizes over the years we've been in business here is that our forte, Let's call it the forte. I've had customers tell me, I think I was telling you this story last week, is that I've had customers and I talk to them. I sit down with them. Hey, how you doing? What brought you here? What's the whole deal? And they said to me, they said, Steve, on this credit amnesty, when I walked in, I said, this thing can't be that big of a deal. Let's see what he does. You know, been to 4 or 5 dealers. I got 2 repos. I got short time on the job. A host of other reasons why everybody's telling them you can't buy a car, you can't buy a car, you can't buy a car. We sit here with this, and this is where it all started, if you remember, credit amnesty and trade amnesty, okay? The 2 things that a lot of people in this market, and it's any market in America, it's not only Philadelphia, it's all of them, all right? And I've worked all over the country. I've had trouble with my credit. I've been a little slow. I lost my job. My husband and I split up. My wife and I split up. Whatever the reasons was, they're legit. It's what goes on in the world today. There's nothing you can say. Not everybody goes right down the center of the fairway in life and doesn't get any bruises or get any cuts or broken arms or cut over your eye. So we all have had problems in the past. This gives you a chance to reestablish, because let's face it, from that day on, when you drive out of here in that car, you start making your payments. And I can't stress enough that if we're able to get you financed and get you in another car, I gotta tell you, it was an important situation that we've talked to the bank and urged the bank to say, listen, give this customer another shot. You've got to make those payments. You make those payments, 12, 18 months, 24 months. That FICO score, Beacon score, however you want to rate yourself, goes from a 4-something up into the 6s, 650, 660.
You're climbing the mountain.
You're climbing the mountain quick because you've made those car payments and you showed some stability.
Can I ask you a question?
Reliability.
Can I ask you a question, Steve? One of the things that I can't help but notice every time you talk about it is when those customers that have been to another dealership come in, you guys talk to them, and instantly, you find out the story, you get the facts, and then you guys don't just hit a button on a computer, but you pick up the phone. You talk to somebody. Why are you picking up the phone here and talking to somebody at the banks as opposed to just hitting the button and submit?
Well, here's what happens at a lot of dealerships, and keen eye for you. But what I try to train my people to do that are handling these deals for these customers, we have to sit down and do an interview, okay? I'll sit down with a customer. I'll do an interview. What caused us to get to this point of our credit? How did you have this last repossession? What happened? You were doing good for a long time, and then all of a sudden, the last 3-4 years, something happened. What happened? And they always have a reason. Legitimately, there's always a reason. It's usually a good reason. I was out of work, sick for 14 months. I couldn't make the payments on the car. I couldn't make the payments on the house. I couldn't pay for this. I couldn't pay for that. I got behind on my student loans. There's a real reason for why people get themselves in jams. And it's not because they're negligent or they're just lazy or this and that, which a lot of people like to say. It's not that at all. There's real reasons why. Separate the real reasons from that stuff. Find out the problem. So now when we call the bank, before I submit the credit to the first bank, I call a couple banks that I think will look at this customer and say they make $2,000 or $3,000 a month verifiable income. They've been in the area all their life. So I've got stability, okay? Now I've got to increase the reliability. Now they haven't been very reliable on a lot of the payments and everything else, but now I've got to convince the bank that this customer, with the proper amount of money down, and me and them choosing the right car for them that'll fit their needs. And let's face it, the bank would always want to see somebody start off a little bit less. They're not going to put you in an $800 car payment. Let's get you back started. Let's get you back started with a nice car and for the right payment. That's our job. So we'll sit down with the customer, come up with a strategy that we're both comfortable with, and then we're going to call the bank, and I have to look out for my bank. Okay, I have to look out for the bank and make sure that when I talk to the bank about this deal, that this deal fits into the bank's parameters of what they're trying to accomplish also. So you got to watch out for the customer, Greg, and you got to watch out for the bank. What happens in a lot of dealerships, you walk in, and tell me you haven't heard this one before. You walk in, don't worry about it, we're going to get you approved, sit down. Okay, come back 15, 20 minutes later. I need 5 Gs, and you got to go into that car. Well, no, but I really want that car. You need 5 Gs. Hey, when you get 5 Gs, come back and see me. I got to go to lunch. Hey, thanks for stopping, folks. Don't forget me. My name is so-and-so.
That's terrible.
That's what happens in 80, 90% of the dealerships. And if these folks could talk right now, they'd tell you that's exactly how it happened, because everyone I talk to, and I see where they've been around, and they've been called into 25 different dealerships. I'm looking at it. What happened? What happened? Well, they called me into 25 dealerships. I'm sorry, 25 banks, and they said, I can't get approved. When you should be really finding the bank that would take that particular customer based on what they've given you and what you know to be true, and call the bank first, and the bank says, listen, that's something I would very much want. I'll take that deal. Send it to them, and then we may have to go back and forth a little bit to get it done right, and done the right way for the customer, obviously, customer first, and then the bank, and we're third. And that's how you do a deal. That's how you do a tough car deal.
So to me, it sounds like knowing your banks, knowing their strength, knowing the customer, those things along with the relationships is really the key to that yes as opposed to that no.
Any brand new Chevrolet, line 310, you pay only 1 penny over factory invoice. In the next 4 days on any pre-owned vehicle, I'll make up to 12 payments. And remember, this offer will not be repeated. Come see me at Gordon Chevrolet, where we just do the deal. In this area, the majority have tougher credit. They have below 600 FICO scores. So what I decided to do when I landed in this market 6 years ago is, why not, if I'm going to sell cars, why not try to sell it to 72% of the people? I have a better shot of talking to the 72%. See, everybody wants to advertise and give you these low monthly payments. Like I just seen one the other day. You can buy a manufacturer, I think it was probably a $20,000, $25,000 car, and they said for $149 a month. Well, underneath it, you had to put $4,000 down. It was a 36-month lease, but it was for a 760 FICO score.
Most people don't qualify for that.
No, when you research the 760 FICO score, with our credits, with our credit bureaus, you know how many people, what percentage of people have a 760 plus FICO score?
Not the 72%.
It's 6%. So you're talking to 6% of the people that can walk into your dealership and buy that car. Why would you do that?
You want to help the masses.
I want to help the masses. So 72% of the people that I want to speak to, come on in, give me an opportunity, give me a shot to help you get started again. Give you another shot.
So, Steve, when it comes to credit amnesty, Steve, what do you say to that?
Just do the deal.
I think that deserves a gong. That deserves hitting the gong. Credit amnesty.
Yeah. And listen, the next 4 days or next 3 days.
The gloves are off.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 4 days, all right? Here we go again.
Are the gloves off?
The gloves are off.
Now, credit amnesty is the reason why some folks don't get down the road. But there's other folks that come in here and say, Steve, I got to be honest with you. I got to trade. It's sitting out there. Yeah. I owe too much on it.
There's the second part of it. Yeah, you're right.
I owe too much on it. And I mean, that happens probably a lot. Am I right, Steve?
There's another almost 60%, 58% of the people that owe a minimum of $4,000 to $5,000 more on their trade than it's really worth.
Ooh, that's tough.
That's tough, all right? We get a lot of people that come in that owe $8,000, $9,000, $10,000, $12,000. I had a gentleman the other day, $24,000.
Ooh.
Over what he told me the number when he came in. He says, listen, I'm upside down $24,000.
Ooh.
$24,000. Now, I'd like to sit here and say for $24,000, we got the guy done and approved, and he was down the road. We got him down the road, and we got him approved. But I was able to take $19,000 of his mistake.
Ooh.
And he was to put up $5,000, and he can come clean out of the hole. That's not a bad.
That's a good deal. Trade amnesty.
Yeah. It was trade amnesty, yes. So the guy did give me $4,800, and I got rid of the $19,000.
Wow, that's a lot of money to get rid of.
That's a lot of money to get rid of, and we did. I got a guy to overpraise the trade. I got a guy to buy. Again, it goes by one man's poison is another man's pleasure. So I shopped the trade all over the place. I got a lot more money for the trade. I was able to take a little bit less off the deal or a little bit more off the deal than I really wanted to. And then the customer came up, participated with $4,800. Next thing you know, between the gentleman who bought the car, the used car dealer, me, the new car dealer, and the customer, all three of us put our heads together, and we got that gentleman down the road. Now, keep in mind, that car had a little bit of a knock in the motor he was going to have to fix for another $7,500. That's why I wanted to get rid of the car.
Wow.
All right, and his payments were $611. We got him down to $480. So we dropped his payment, $4,800 down. I put more on his trade with the used car dealer and gave him a little bit more off mine. And next thing you know, we had a car deal. Any 2018 Malibu and Cruze $5,000. In the next 4 days on any pre-owned vehicle, I'll make up to 12 payments. And remember, this offer will not be repeated. Come see me at Gordon Chevrolet, where we just do the deal.
Does that $5,000 cash back really work in a very nice way to help somebody that has that negative equity situation on the current trade?
Listen, if you come in and I come over to the desk and say, thank you for your purchase, here comes your $5,000, and you're going to say to me, hold on, put that back in your pocket, which I'll do. Can you take that money and help pay off my trade?
What would
Okay.
you say to that?
I'll do that. I don't care where the money goes. It's your choice. It's your money. What would you like me to do? Would you like me to pay off the bank? Would you like me to pay your son or daughter's tuition, vacation,
Credit card debt?
credit card debt? I'll put the money wherever you want to. Wherever you want
What
to
about
put
in the stocking for Christmas?
Put in the stocking for Christmas. Don't leave $5,000 in cash in the stocking around my house. There won't be much of a Christmas.
But wait a minute, you're allergic to cash, aren't you, Steve?
No, I'm not allergic to cash. That I can tell you.
Okay.
I do like cash like everybody else.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. So you can do what you want with the money. It's your money to do what you want with. A lot of people will put it down in the car. Drop my payment. Here's the $5,000 back. Drop my payment. That's fine. That's all right. Whatever you want to do with it. It's your money. Do what you want with it.
People love that opportunity. It's the trade amnesty, it's the credit amnesty, and in addition to that, ladies and gentlemen, if you were looking to buy a brand new Malibu or a brand new Cruze, only between now and the close of business Saturday, and I can assure folks, Steve, because you said it at the outside of this at the start of this program, this offer will absolutely not continue past the close of business Saturday. The $5,000 cash back on the Malibu or Cruze on a brand new purchase, or in addition to that, the payments for an entire year if you buy any pre-owned vehicle. You have to get here by Saturday, so it's 4 powerful days, right, Steve? It's Wednesday. It's Thursday, it's Friday, and it ends
Saturday! Any 2018 Malibu and Cruze, $5,000. In the next 4 days on any pre-owned vehicle, I'll make up to 12 payments. And remember, this offer will not be repeated. Come see me at Gordon Chevrolet, where we just do the deal.
Get down here to Philly Chevy Giant. Steve, you don't care if they're coming from Jersey. You don't care if they're coming from
You haven't
PA.
gone over to the biggest sale of the day.
There's more?
You don't remember?
Steve, $5,000, that got my attention.
Watch this.
There's more?
The $5,000 Cruze and Malibu. But how about if somebody doesn't want a Cruze or Malibu?
Equinox.
You got Equinox. Hey, you got
Corvette.
Corvette. Colorado, Silverado. You got trucks, 25 different ways to equip a Chevy truck.
I'm liking this. This is the third part of that gong from the beginning. Now I'm figuring it out. I'm getting good here.
Here's the big one. Does everybody have 1 penny? Yeah. Here's what I'm going to do. And it's going to be for 4 days only, and you better get here. If you're looking for a deal on a new car to take your family on vacation this year, and you've set out to buy a brand new automobile, and obviously you know Chevy's the #1 nameplate in the country. You remember it when you were kids. Your kids remember. Your father remembers. Your mom remembers. Your grandfather remembers. Chevrolet's been around a long time. It's apple pie and Chevrolet, right?
And not to mention that nice little song you sang in the beginning of the program.
Be the USA in your Chevrolet. America is asking you to call. Okay, that was a Dinah Shore show, 1958. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take, and it's kind of a you pay what I pay deal.
Ooh, we like that.
Line 310 on the invoice. Line 310 minus all rebates.
Ooh.
So if you got a $4,000 rebate, it's invoice minus the rebate, plus a penny.
So
It's a 1 cent sale.
So 1 penny over line 310 of the factory invoice on any brand new Chevrolet car truck.
Incentives, everything that you're entitled to, whether it be college grad, USAA, military, anything loyalty, conquest, anything that they might have, you're entitled to, which could be in some cases $6,000 or $7,000.
That's huge.
That's huge, plus a penny.
Wow. So would you do me a favor, Steve? We started off this program by hitting that gong. You did 3 times. Would you hit it 3 times again? And then we're going to tell you what they are. It is big. All right, so if you're just joining us, let's go in reverse order. Equinox, Malibu, Cruze, Silverado, Camaro. If you want line 310 of the factory invoice and want to pay 1 penny over that, Steve, you've got to cook in between now and the close of business Saturday, right?
Right.
If somebody wants how much cash back on a brand new Malibu or Cruze,
Well, if you didn't want to do the 1 penny over,
they could choose this one.
you can choose this. $5,000.
And it's real money.
It's real cash. I got it in my pocket for you, and I'll have enough money to go around. Trust me when I tell you, okay? You get down here for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, and you're going to walk out of here with a brand new vehicle, Cruze or Malibu, and $5,000.
So you've got the 1 penny over the factory invoice available, and on those two models, you've got the $5,000 cash back, the Cruze or Malibu, between now and the close of business Saturday. Number 3, the third reason that Steve hit the gong is pre-owned automobiles. If it's here, if it's on the ground, if it's available for financing, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, the Lehigh Valley. Steve, what's that deal on pre-owned cars between now and Saturday?
We make your next 12 payments. Any brand new Chevrolet, line 310, you pay only 1 penny over factory invoice. In the next 4 days on any pre-owned vehicle, I'll make up to 12 payments. And remember, this offer will not be repeated. Come see me at Gordon Chevrolet, where we just do the deal.
So, ladies and gentlemen, here's the deal. If you are looking for an incredible opportunity to get yourself in a brand new Chevrolet, a penny over the factory invoice, line 310. Steve, someone comes into the dealership and they say, I want that penny over invoice. Can they ask to see, okay, I want that particular Chevy. Can I see the invoice of that? Can they ask for that?
Absolutely. We'll show you the invoice, show you line 310. It'll say line 310 right there, factory invoice.
It's real clear.
It's real clear. There's no, you got, oh my God, I can't figure this one out. You look at some of these invoices, you don't know what the hell you're even looking at. It'll say line 310, and there's what you pay, and it'll be a penny over.
Just out of curiosity, before we kind of get to the final little bit here, why'd you choose a penny? Is it for the light bill, or?
I'm not allergic to I'm not allergic to cash. I don't care if it's a penny. I need the penny, all right? I want the penny.
Keeps the lights on.
I got to feel like I made something on this deal, all right? It can't be all about you. Give me the penny, okay, folks? And you're taxed on the penny, by the way.
So, ladies and gentlemen, here's the deal. 1 penny over the factory invoice, line number 310 on any brand new Chevrolet car or truck. Available if you choose. The other available option, if you want, make your pick. The Cruze or Malibu only, not 1,000, not 2, not 3, not 4, but how much cash back?
$5,000.
And Steve's going to love to give you $5,000 if you purchase the Cruze or Malibu between now and the close of business Saturday. Come on in for all the details. Now, we're making your payment for an entire year on what, Steve?
Any pre-owned automobile that you pick out.
And trade amnesty's in operation?
Trade amnesties on everything.
Credit amnesty?
On everything.
And Steve, when it comes to the opportunities, if they want the penny over the factory invoice, who do they got to come see?
Alex. No, you come see me, Alex, any one of my team members.
If they want the $5,000 cash back on the Cruze or Malibu, who should they come see?
You got to come see me. I'm not giving Alex the money to walk around with all day, I can promise you, okay? You got to come see me.
If they're looking for, we'll make your payment for an entire year on any pre-owned automobile between now and the close of business Saturday, Steve, who should they come see?
Just come see Gordon Chevrolet.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here at Bustleton and the Boulevard in the Great Northeast. Steve, one more time, let's hit the gong and give us those magic words.
Just do the deal, Philly.
And remember, Steve, this offer will not be repeated. Is that a promise?
That's a promise. Any brand new Chevrolet, line 310, you pay only 1 penny over factory invoice. In the next 4 days on any pre-owned vehicle, I'll make up to 12 payments. And remember, this offer will not be repeated. Come see me at Gordon Chevrolet, where we just do the deal.